Hey there, real quick before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Klopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and these are our camera people and chat moderators, Jassy James and the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what?
What?
For those of you that didn't know, Jamin didn't know until today, my favorite color is yellow.
Oh, nice, yes. Well, and you know what else also? Okay, so this is, never mind. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Ask me later about yellow. Oh yeah, that's all messed up. Whoa, that's kind of creepy though. Wow. Yeah, just reload the screen. It should fix itself.
How do you do that?
Oh, just click the arrow again, and it should go back. But I kind of like that though.
Not that.
But
Yeah, this. I got it.
okay.
It's back.
Oh man.
Yay.
Okay. So let's play through this song once. So this is not, because everyone, when we say the Star Wars song, everyone's thinking. That's not the song we're doing. The only other one the other people know is. And that's like the Darth Vader theme. This is not that one. This is this one. Listen to the track, and here we go. No. Just track, regular track. That's Mele Kalikimaka, which is, as it turns out, doesn't show up in Star Wars yet until they do the Christmas Star Wars. But
We're all waiting.
here we go. Here's the track. This is the one. Remember it now? Oh, yeah. That one. So it gets played at different speeds throughout the movie. So probably the one that you remember most, it goes like this. So if you've heard that before, that's called New Hope theme, not Last Hope theme. New Hope theme. Okay, so we need the very first note. As you can tell already, like the notes go pretty slowly. So this is going to be like an easier-ish one to play. But we need an E to start with. So you're going to take any group of 2 black notes, like those ones right there. And I'm going to take this top note, the one that's kind of to the right, and drag it up. And you land on an E every single time, no matter what group of 2 black notes you pick. Pick that group of 2 black notes. Drag the top note up, you land on an E every single time. So that's the one I'm gonna use because we want to kind of keep this thing low here. So we're gonna play E, and then we gotta go to an A. So if you just skip over 2 notes, the 2 notes you'll be skipping over are F and G. You don't even have to know that. Just know you skip over 2 notes, and the next note over would be an A. So, oh yeah. And then one up from there would be a B, and then C, and then one up from there is a D, and then we're already up to that note right there, and we're just gonna come back to a C. And the words that we have here are, oh yeah, now I remember. And then all the way back down to that E. This other Star Wars. So this one right here, that's probably gonna be the trickiest part of all of this, going from that C down to that E, and then C, A, E, D. That's a really like a weird jump. It's not that hard once you play it a few times, but trying to jump around from a C down to an A, up to an E, down to a D, that part right there is probably gonna be messy for most people too. So this one's actually hard to do. This one over here is not hard to do, it's just confusing to look at. So practice up those 2 sections and make sure you're pausing and practicing wherever you need to. And maybe we just try it that far with the track, and it goes nice and slow for us. Here we go. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Now I remember this other Star Wars song that I know. And then the next part just is gonna do the same exact thing. It's not the main. Now this next part does change here, so we'll have to take a look at this. So after we go up to that C, before we went up to that C and we went C, D, C, but in this case it changes up here. It does more hopping around. So again, not necessarily hard to do, just hard to remember that we're gonna go from a C down to an A, up to an E, down to a C, up to an A. That right there. So that one's an A. You can just always count through. If you don't know where any of these notes are, you can just count through the alphabet. So we already found the E at the beginning. The note after E in the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then after G, it just starts back over again. So that's going to be A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then E, and then F, and then G, and then A, and then B, and C, and then... So you don't even need all the notes that you'll be able to find on the piano. So anyway, we were up at this really high A, which is different than this A down here that we just used a second ago. And we're going to jump all the way from that A straight down to that low A. And then real quick, swoosh through a C, B, A, and then up to E. Then this one's kind of fun to do once you figure out all the notes for it. E, skip down to C, skip down to A, skip down to... You're going to want to skip down to an F, but watch out there, because that one, if you skip down one, you land on a C, and then an A. This one, last one right here has to go down to an E. So E, C, A, E, and then A at the end. So let's try this thing one more time with the track, and get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about the rest of them. Here we go. And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. I remember this other Star Wars song that I know. It's not the main theme or Darth Vader. It is the theme played for the Jedi. There you go. So those are all of the notes. We'll have plenty of time to practice that in level 2, 3, 4, and 5. But for right now, it's time for our feature of the week. So this one is going to be Entertaining Dash. So there's 2 different songs that you need to know for this one. The first one is The Entertainer, which goes like this. It's like the ice cream truck song or something like that. So called The Entertainer. So that thing right there. Or this other song that's Dashing Through the Snow, which is appropriate if you're watching this live with us. It's around Christmas time-ish right now. So dashing through the snow in one. So then, the 2 notes that I'm going to play for you are either going to be the part that is Entertainer, those 2 notes, or I'm going to play these 2 notes, Dashing Through the Snow. And you got to tell me if this is a minor 6th, is the name of this thing right here for the Entertainer, or whether I'm playing a major 6th, which is the Dashing Through the Snow interval. And we're going to take away all of the keys so you can't see what I'm playing here. I'm going to play it low sometimes and high sometimes and medium sometimes. And you got to try to guess. And you got to try to beat Kendra and Jazzy James here. We'll see. I'm going to give you your first 2 notes. And yeah, go ahead and clear it out there. Here are your first 2 notes. Just listen. I'll play it 3 times for you. This one right here. Does that sound like the beginning of Entertainer or the beginning of Dashing Through the Snow? And one more time. Kendra and Jazzy James. 1, 2, 3.
Dashing.
Entertainer.
Oh, really? Dashing Through the Snow. It's really low, so it doesn't sound like a happy, like, Dashing Through the Snow song. But that was a major 6th, the Dashing Through the Snow one. All right, cool. What about this one? Yikes. Does that sound like the beginning of Entertainer or the beginning of Dashing Through the Snow? 1, 2, 3.
Entertainer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice job. Cool. What about these ones right here? We'll do 2 more of these. Nope, not that one. Sorry. Is that a major 6th or a minor 6th? Entertainer or Dashing Through the Snow? Kendra and James, 1, 2, 3.
Dashing.
Entertainer.
Oh, man. Oh, James is having an off day today. Okay, cool. Let's do one last one. And one more time. Kendra and James, what do you think? 1, 2, 3.
Entertainer.
Yeah. Yeah. So then a lot of times on these games too, you can have like one of them that you like really, 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 really know. So my guess is, James, on this one, like if it's dashing through the snow, like it'll sound like it every time. Like it never like dashing through the snow. Like you can sing the rest of the song. If you can't quite sing it, but you keep trying. Let's see here. If we have this thing right here. Man, I don't know which one that is. Dashing through the.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, that would be actually. Okay, yeah, but that's not how that song goes.
That's just another lesson right
So
there.
if you're listening for entertainer, then you could be like, well, it could kind of be either one of those. I don't really know which one it is. But if you're listening for Dashing Through the Snow, it's definitely, you can tell which one it is. And that's different for different people. So for some people, it might be the opposite. Like Dashing Through the Snow is like, I can't quite tell, but they hear entertainer every single time. So lock into the one that you know for sure. And then if it's not that, then it's whatever the other one was. That's one way to kind of cheat at this game and to win a little bit extra. But right now it's time for some mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And today's from Wei, who says, Dear Jamin, how do I get a stuffed clapple? Music Lessons in a Box. It comes in your very first welcome box, even before you get a regular box. That is the only way to get a stuffed clapple right now, is to order it through Music Lessons in a Box. I think the smallest subscription we have is a 3-month subscription, so you could try that out. Not only will you get a stuffed clapple, but you also get all of our composer cards and all our weekly activities printed out, and you'll get the sheet music for all the levels and all that good stuff. So not only will you get him, but a bunch of extra really cool stuff as well. It's time to tell you a little bit of secret information.
Secret information.
And today's secret information is right here. And on this song, you should know. Oh, we're gonna have this thing coming up here that's called a triplet. So before we get to level 2, I'll let you level 1 people know ahead of time what this triplet thing is about. Normally, this would be all messed up. Like this would be beat 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can't have 5 beats in a measure, especially if at the beginning they tell you there's going to be 4 beats in each measure. So this thing over here, this is all messed up. But what they've told you right here with this 3 is that these 3 notes actually count as just 2 notes. So what you should say if you're trying to count this thing is, instead of trying to count numbers in there, you should just say triplet. So if you're counting this, don't count 1, 2, 3, 4. Count 1, 2, triplet. And that's going to make that way easier. Whenever you have a triplet right here, that's the way that you're going to count that. Level 2 people don't even know that yet. Next. Oh, okay, this is going to be really helpful because each week we give you these hand position things like this right here, and we try to tell you where to put your fingers. But as you can tell, like sometimes you've got more notes than you have fingers. So this one, this E over here, that's the very first note that you're supposed to use. And we even have a hand position because you only got 10 fingers, and this thing's supposed to cover 11 notes. So what I would recommend that you do on your own is just try playing some of the notes and then just move your hand to whatever position you need. So the general rules for hand positions are: don't cross over fingers. You can cross over your thumb all you want. You can do all that, but don't cross over your fingers. And if possible, try to keep your thumb off of black notes. That one's not as important. One other one that's really important though is don't try to play multiple notes with the same finger. So if you got like an E that happens over and over, you can play the same E with that finger. But if you have an E and then an F, 2 different notes, don't use the same finger. Because what happens usually is you got a hand position and then the notes go way up. And most people just keep using the same finger to trail up. That's no good. So if you can follow basically 2 rules, one is don't cross your fingers over like this, and the other one is don't trail your fingers along, then you should be fine. Also, try to keep your thumb off black notes if possible, but that'll help you out a whole lot with your hand position. Last thing on here. Oh, these dots. These dots are showing up all over the place in this music here. So on level 2, 3, 4, and I think on 5 as well, you're going to have these dots right here. Those dots basically just cut a note in half and then add that half to the original note. So for example, this note right here would be a half note. It'd be worth 2 beats on its own. So it would be worth beat 1 and beat 2. So what the dot does is it adds half of that. So half of 2 is 1. So it's going to add 1 to the end right here. So the one that would add, thanks for that. The one that would add, it would be beat 3 because that would be 1 extra beat added on there. So that note right there is going to be worth beat 3. That doesn't make sense to a lot of people. That's all right. The more we run into it, the more you'll understand it. And it's extra anyway because it's secret information. Also a secret until now has been who won this week's raffle. Let's find out a little bit early. Way to go, Alex. Let us know what prize it is that you want. Let's level up.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version.
Okay, so here we go on level 2. That was a really quick level up. So we've got all the exact same notes, but now we're going to just pay attention to some of the counting stuff. We already talked a little bit about triplets and the dots and what they do. And honestly, if you want more information on that, you should probably just sign up for Clopple Academy because we're going to go through all of that in as much detail as you're going to want. There we go. What I do want to point out here, though, before we go, is that we've got a pickup here, which just means that the band officially comes in right there, but we're going to play 1 note before the band comes in. So we're going to come in on beat 4 right here. There's a couple different ways to know that it's beat 4. One is you could count through all the rest, 1, 2, 3, and know that it's going to be beat 4. If I were you, I wouldn't do that. When I'm playing, I don't count all of that stuff before. I just see, oh, this is the last thing in the measure, and I know the last thing in the measure is going to be beat 4, because there's 4 beats in each measure. So I just take a look at this bar line and go, oh, there's nothing else happening. Whatever happened before that, that's happening on beat 4. So this is beat 4 right there. These guys right here that have the bars are 8th notes, and those are supposed to go extra fast. You learned that in Clopple Academy level 2. And the ones that are, man, that is loud. The ones that have no stem and are not filled in are whole notes, and those are super duper long notes. And you learn that in Clopple Academy level 1. So lots of rhythm stuff to pay attention to here, but not too terrible notes. Let's try. I'm going to start on this E right here. Let's go. And a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, triplet D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, triplet E, triple and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see how saying triplet in there kind of helps out with some of the counting. And I think let's just go back and try that one more time with all of those notes, and then we'll start adding. some left hand. I know, Clavel, I know. Well, it's a slow track, man. I can't speed it up. Here we go. And a 2. And a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Triplet. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Triplet. 1, 2. Triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all the notes. I think it's time, if you can start to do that with just one hand, to add in a little bit of the other hand. That's on level 3. Let's go.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level 3 to understand how this level works.
So it is a slow song, but our left hand has a lot more to do than it usually does. It's changing almost every measure. We've got A right here with yeah. We've got E with now. We've got A with mem. And that's kind of how that's all going to go. A to E to A to E to A. And then right here, we're going to go to a D and then an E. This E right here is going to probably be the trickiest one out of all of them, because this E is supposed to be lined up with this rest right here. So there's nothing happening at all in the right hand. It's just an E, and then your right hand comes in with it's not. The main theme, or Darth Vade. This one's kind of tricky because it's an F that's going to be outside of your normal hand position. But like we talked about before, what I recommend is you just try to play all the notes that you need to with your left hand all at the same time. So you got an A and an E and a D and an F. That hand position right there would take care of all of your notes. And that way you don't have to move your left hand around very much. Let's try that with the track once before we check out level 4 and see if that's much more difficult. And a 2. And a 1, 2, 3, oh yeah, 2, 3, 4. Now I remember this other Star Wars song that I know. And then it's E's by itself. E. It's not the main theme, or Darth Vader. It is the theme played for the Jedi. So that's how those two hands would go together. Now, if you're wanting to make things a little bit more complicated or speed them up, you're probably ready for level 4. I know. We'll try to go faster. Maybe we'll get rid of the track 2 in level 4.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level, or visit learnpianolive.com/level 4 for an in-depth explanation on how to conquer this level.
So level 4 people, as you could probably tell from level 3 when the left hand was moving around so much, the right hand chords are going to be moving around a whole lot too. So we go from an A minor, which doesn't last very long before it turns into an E major chord, and then it turns into an A minor chord. And of course, all of those are listed on the following page. The A minor consists of A's and C's and E's, and the E major consists of E's and G sharps and B's. So I'm going to try to add in some of those chord tones in my right hand as we're going. But this is pretty advanced stuff. So if you haven't done level 4 before, of course you'll want to check out learnpianolive.com/level 4, and I'll explain what in the world I'm talking about with all the chords and stuff. But basically, the left hand's gonna play the same thing it did in level 3, but it's just playing perfect fifths there. So that you're playing the note that you had in level 3, plus one additional note that's always 7 half steps above that root. And then I'm gonna try to throw in some other chord tones and stuff up here. It'll look kind of complicated, but if you're in level 1, 2, or 3, just play your version along with us. Everybody pausing the video and practicing wherever you need to, and then playing your own version with us when we come back. Here we go. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. Now I remember this other star was so. It's not the main theme or dark thing. It is the thing played for the So there is a lot going on right there. Obviously, we've got all those chord tones and stuff, and then I ended up pulsing the left hand. I think if I was playing this without the track, though, the way Klappa wants me to do it, a little bit faster, it would be something like... It's not the melody. So I'd probably still pulse them, but I'd just pulse them a little bit slower and stuff. So anyway, that is all of the level 4 stuff that you would add in, all those chords, the A minor, the E, and this has more chords than most of the songs that we do too. So lots to practice here on level 4, but let's turn this all into numbers and check out level 5.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level or visit learnpianolive.com/level 5 for training on how to survive this level.
So here we go. We're going to be in E flat major in just a second, but first let me show you how this works. This right here is, we've been calling this a C the whole time, but on level 5, we would call this a number 1, and it would look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So then we could play these numbers here. 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1. 3, 3, 6, 7, 1, 3, 1, 6, 3, 2. But if you want to play along with the actual movie, you would need to play this whole thing in the key of E flat. And the key of E flat is just where this note right here is number 1. And the pattern goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Just like you can see on your screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And that way you can play these same exact numbers. 3, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1. 3, 3, 6, 7, 1. So that is like the actual real version of the song, and you could play along with the movie that way. But since everyone else has been practicing in the key of C, we're gonna go back to the key of C where this is number 1, and your left hand, of course, is just going to play the purple part at the bottom. So a 6 chord. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and play every other note starting on the 6. The one you gotta watch out for is this one right here. It's a major 3. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, and play every other note starting on the 3, but the middle note is gonna be weird. It's gonna go outside of the key. So it's gonna play that one right there. That's the 3 chord. So we got 6 chord and 3 chord like that. Let's try that. This is really hard to do with a mask on. And I'll try to call out the numbers as we go for the level 5 people. And if you're on level 1, 2, 3, or 4, just play your version along with us. Don't worry about all this number stuff. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, oh yeah. 6, 7, 1, 2, 1. 6, 3, 6, 7, 1, 3, 1, 6, 3, 2. And then a major 3 in the left hand. 3, 6, 7, 1, 6, 3, 1, 6, 6, 1, 7, 6, 3, 3, 1, 6, 3, 6. Okay, so hopefully this is, I know, buddy, I know. All right, well, that's all of the notes, that's all of the numbers, that's all of the chords. You have learned a lot today already, so next week we will be doing another live lesson, but until then, practice up this stuff or some other song if you don't want to learn this song, and send us your videos of whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's something from a broadcast or something else. I'd love to hear all of your progress, and until next time, I love you, good luck, have fun. Hey, great, you're still here, so you must want more. Well, I've got 4 things for you: archives, practice tips, points, and jokes. First of all, if you didn't like this week's song, I'm sorry, and you can always go to learnpianolive.com/next song and vote for what our next song should be. And right now you can go to the Kids Lesson Archives and just pick a different song and work on that this week. Now you probably don't have the whole song down yet, so what you can do is, this helps a lot of people, just next time pretend that you're the in-studio student and that in level 3 and level 5 we're going to be checking in with you and you've got to play at least some of the songs. I find that my students that come in and they're the in-studio students, they actually learn the songs way faster than they learn their regular songs I give them in their regular lessons. So if you just pretend that you're the in-studio student and that someone's going to be watching you, then that might help a lot. Also, you have the practice log that you can send in for extra points, and that can help you practice. And there's the daily challenge where you get extra points for logging your practice time there as well. Just click on daily challenge and it will play a video that doesn't have any sound really. You just practice, and then every now and then you'll hear a sound like this.
The number 7.
And then once you collect all of the letters and numbers, then you just put them in and you submit that, and you get points for doing that, and you get better because in between all those letters and numbers, you're practicing your song from the week. Of course, once you know the song, then definitely record yourself on your mom's cell phone or on your tablet or on whatever, and use the video submission button, and so you can send us your video that way and get points for that as well. You might even become the featured video for the week. All right, so let's move on to points. Here's the different ways you can get points. You can get up to 50 points just for participating in the chat in the live lesson. You get 300 points on top of that if you are the person in the chat room that week who makes the most helpful comments during the chat. That daily music challenge thing that I told you about, every day when you click on that and you submit the secret code, 150 points just for doing that. Every song comes with a practice log, and if you fill that out and have your parents sign it and you send that in, that's worth 300 points right there. Each week on Facebook and in the email that we send you, we give you a new weekly activity. It's just a fun little maze or puzzle or something to do. It doesn't really have much to do with music, but it does have something to do with that week's song, and it has something to do with getting you 150 points. Then if you click on survey at the end of the lesson and you fill that out and give us some feedback about the song, then we've given out up to 500 points before for great comments and feedback in the survey. Of course, submit your videos of you playing. Almost every video that gets submitted earns at least 200 points, even if it's not perfect. I guess work on it a little bit, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be perfect. Here's another one. Every single month at learnpianolive.com/contest, we have a contest and usually give out at least 400 points, and oftentimes there are other gift cards and other prizes included in that contest. Okay, now we're getting into some big numbers. If you ever go to a concert that is classical music or it's classic jazz, which means like swing and bebop and stuff like that, you can ask your parents if it's a classic jazz concert. Then you get 500 points just by having your parents let us know what concert you attended. Now I keep asking you to send us your videos, and almost always you get points right up front for submitting those videos. Don't forget to put the legal disclaimer on your video. You have to say at the beginning, this is for use at kidslearnpianolive.com. But here's an additional way to pick up 750 points. If later on, a month down the road, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, if one of the videos that you submit to us ever gets 1,000 views, send us the link to your video. We will give you 750 points. Okay, but is there anything that I could do that's worth thousands of points? Yes, there is. If you're in Clopple Academy, every time you go from level 1 to level 2, or level 2 to level 3, every single time you level up, you get 3,000 points. And that's not even the biggest one. You get 5,000 points every single time someone signs up for kidslearnpianolive.com and they say that you are the one who sent it here. Okay, last thing before I say goodbye. for real. I told you that I would tell you my favorite joke, and here it is. A butcher backs up into his meat grinder and gets a little behind in his work. Gets a little behind in his work because he's a butcher. It's funny. Trust me. It's awesome. If you didn't think it was funny, that's fine. But go to learnpianolive.com/jokes and you can see some of our students' favorite jokes and you can submit your own. I think that's finally it. I will see you in another live lesson. Love ya. Good luck. Have fun.